Amanda Halterman leaves 1,000 Olp Sisters. Big news for fans of the popular reality show 1,000 Olp Sisters. Amanda Halterman has left the show. She no longer wants to be with Amy and Tammy Slaton, so she's planning to do something new outside of TLC. Despite her long-standing relationship with Amy and Tammy, Amanda is now looking to go her separate ways due to personal reasons. Fans are eagerly waiting to see what she comes up with outside of TLC. Amanda Halterman took a deep breath as she packed the last of her belongings. The decision hadn't been easy, but she knew it was time. For years, she had been part of 1,000 Olp Sisters, standing by Amy and Tammy through their struggles and triumphs. But now, she needed a new chapter, one that wasn't defined by reality TV cameras. As she walked out of her house, the crisp Kentucky air filled her lungs. "This is it," she whispered to herself. She had spent so long supporting her sisters, but now she wanted to carve her own path. Maybe she'd start her own business, travel, or even write a book about everything she had learned from her journey. Her phone buzzed. A message from Amy. "Are you sure about this?" Amanda smiled softly. Amy and Tammy would always be her sisters, no matter what. But for the first time in years, she was making a choice just for herself. "Yes, I'm sure. It's time." She hit send and stepped into her car, ready for whatever adventure life had in store. However, Tammy and Amy sat in Amy's living room, their arms crossed, faces flushed with frustration. The dim glow of the TV cast shadows on the walls, but neither of them paid attention to what was playing. Their minds were consumed with one thing, Amanda. "She's dead to me," Tammy huffed, her voice sharp with anger. "I don't care what she says. I'm done." Amy sighed, shaking her head. "I tried, Tammy. I really did. But she just doesn't listen. She thinks she knows everything." Ever since Amanda had entered their lives, she had brought nothing but drama. At first, they were excited to reconnect with their long-lost sister. But it quickly became clear that Amanda had her own agenda. She had a way of twisting things, making herself the victim while making them look like the villains. Last week was the final straw. Amanda had shown up at Amy's house unannounced, demanding money. When Amy refused, Amanda stormed out, telling everyone that her sisters didn't care about her. She even posted a long rant on social media, painting herself as the poor, mistreated sibling while Tammy and Amy were made out to be selfish monsters. "I'm just tired of it," Amy continued, rubbing her temples. "We have enough to deal with already. Our health, our families. We don't need this extra stress." Tammy nodded. "Exactly. She's toxic, and I refuse to let her drive us down." For a moment, they sat in silence, letting the weight of their decision settle in. It hurt to cut off their own sister, but sometimes even family could be too much. Finally, Amy took a deep breath. "We stick together, right?" "Always," Tammy said firmly. "Just us against the world." And with that, they turned back to the TV, letting the past stay where it belonged, behind them. However, Amy and Tammy sat in their living room, the familiar hum of the TV playing in the background. Season 3 of 1,000 Olp Sisters had been a roller coaster, and their journey was far from over. One evening, after yet another argument over their weight loss goals, Amy slammed her hands on the table. "Tammy, we have to do something different. We can't keep living like this." Tammy rolled her eyes, but deep down, she knew Amy was right. Their health was on the line, and Season 3 had already given them some of the biggest challenges yet. One night, Tammy struggled to breathe. Rushed to the hospital, doctors warned her that her body couldn't handle much more strain. It was a wake-up call, one that shook both sisters. While focusing on her weight loss, Amy received unexpected news. She was pregnant again. But could she balance her health, her baby, and her sister all at once? Enter Logan, a gym trainer who took a special interest in Tammy's journey. At first, she thought he was just another person trying to fix her. But as they spent more time together, something changed. Was this the start of a new chapter? Chris, their brother, revealed he was considering weight loss surgery before Tammy. Feeling left behind, Tammy lashed out. But was her anger truly about Chris, or her own fear of change? The season ended with a tense moment. The sisters stepped on the scale. Had Tammy lost enough weight for surgery? Would Amy's health allow her to have a safe pregnancy? As the screen faded to black, fans were left with one burning question. What's next for the Slaton sisters? However, the Slaton family had planned a peaceful vacation at a beautiful lakeside cabin. Everyone was excited, except for Tammy. She wasn't thrilled about being away from home and had already warned everyone that she wasn't in the mood for any nonsense. As soon as they arrived, Amanda started teasing Tammy about her attitude. "Oh look, Tammy's already mad, and we haven't even unpacked yet," she laughed. Tammy shot her a glare. "You always gotta start something, don't you?" The first night, while the family was sitting around a bonfire, Amanda brought up an old argument from years ago. Remember when Tammy refused to share her birthday cake? She said it was her day, so no one else deserved a slice. Tammy crossed her arms. "And I still stand by that. It was my birthday." The rest of the family sighed. They had hoped for a peaceful trip, but it was clear that wasn't going to happen. Things escalated when Amanda accidentally knocked over Tammy's drink. "That's it," Tammy shouted, struggling to get up from her chair. "You're doing this on purpose." "Oh, please," Amanda rolled her eyes. "It was an accident." "You always ruin everything, Amanda. And you always make a big deal out of nothing, Tammy." The sisters kept arguing until their brother Chris stepped in. "Y'all need to chill. We came here to relax, not to hear y'all scream at each other." For a moment, there was silence. Then, Tammy huffed and turned away. "I'm going to bed. This trip is ruined." Amanda smirked. "Guess it wouldn't be a real Slaton family vacation without some drama." The rest of the family shook their heads, knowing that tomorrow would bring even more chaos. However, Tammy Slaton sat in her recliner, arms crossed, eyes rolling so hard they could have done a full lap around her head. Today was just one of those days. Everyone was in her business, and she was not having it. Amy, her younger sister, stood in front of her, hands on her hips. "Tammy, you promised to come grocery shopping with me today." Tammy scoffed. "Yeah, and I promised myself I'd win the lottery, but look where we are, Amy." Amy sighed. "Tammy, you gotta start eating better. No more junk food." Tammy smirked. "Oh, so now you're the food police. Let me guess, Officer Amy, you gonna arrest my pizza rolls." Chris, their older brother, walked in with his arms full of grocery bags. "Tammy, I got you some vegetables." Tammy squinted. "You got me some vegetables? What am I, a rabbit?" "Let me guess, you got me some carrots too." Chris set the bags down. "Well, actually, yeah." Tammy gasped dramatically. "Wow, how generous. Maybe next time, bring me a bale of hay while you're at it." Amy groaned. "Tammy, you can't live off junk forever." Tammy tilted her head. "Watch me." Just then, their sister Amanda walked in with a bag of takeout. Tammy's eyes lit up. "Now that's my kind of meal plan," she said, snatching a burger. Amanda smirked. "See, I knew you weren't about to turn down food." Tammy took a big bite and shrugged. "Listen, sass burns calories. I'm practically on a diet." Amy threw her hands up while Chris just shook his head. Another day, another round of Tammy versus everybody. However, it was a warm spring afternoon, and Amy and Tammy were busy setting up a special afternoon tea for their mother. It was Mother's Day, and they wanted to make her feel special. The dining table was covered with a floral tablecloth, and on top of it were plates of delicious treats, tiny sandwiches, scones with jam and cream, and a variety of colorful cupcakes. "Do you think Mom will like this?" Tammy asked, adjusting a teacup. "Of course. She loves tea, and she loves us. This is perfect," Amy replied with a smile. Their mother walked in, her face lighting up with joy. "Oh, my sweet girls. This looks amazing. Amy poured the tea while Tammy handed their mother a beautifully decorated cupcake. They all sat down together, laughing, sharing stories, and enjoying the delicious food. Their mother wiped away a tear, touched by their effort. "This is the best Mother's Day ever," she said, taking a sip of her tea. Amy and Tammy beamed with happiness. Nothing felt better than making their mother feel loved. However, Chris took a deep breath before dialing Tammy's number. His heart pounded in his chest as he waited for her to pick up. After months of hard work, endless doctor visits, and strict dieting, he finally got the news he had been waiting for. He was approved for weight loss surgery. "Hello." Tammy's voice came through the phone, sounding tired as usual. "Tammy, guess what? I got approved for surgery," Chris blurted out, unable to contain his excitement. There was a long pause. "Really?" Tammy finally said, her voice unreadable. "Yeah, Dr. Smith called me this morning. My surgery is scheduled for next month," Chris said, grinning. He had worked so hard for this moment, and he couldn't wait to share it with his sister. Tammy sighed. "That's good, I guess." Chris frowned. "You don't sound happy." "It's just, I'm still stuck, Chris," Tammy admitted. "You're moving forward, and I'm still the same." Chris's heart ached for his sister. He knew Tammy had struggled with her weight for years, and the thought of being left behind scared her. "You're not stuck, Tammy. You can do this too. I'll be right here with you," Chris assured her. "This isn't a race. We're in this together." Tammy was silent for a moment. Then she let out a small laugh. "You're such a pain, Chris." Chris chuckled. "Yeah, but on your pain." For the first time in a long while, Tammy felt a tiny spark of hope. Maybe, just maybe, she could start her journey too. However, Tammy groaned as she rolled over in bed, her head pounding like a drum line at a high school football game. The sunlight streaming through the curtains felt like an interrogation lamp, punishing her for last night's choices. "Ugh, never again," she mumbled, though she had said the same thing every weekend before. Amy peeked into the room, holding Gage on her hip. "Tammy, you alive?" she teased, smirking at her sister's misery. Tammy pulled the blanket over her face. "Barely." "What happened last night?" Amy sat on the edge of the bed. "Oh, you don't remember. You were dancing on the table, yelling that you were the Queen of Kentucky. Then you tried to ride a shopping cart down the street, like it was a race car." Tammy peeked out from under the blanket. "Did I win?" Amy burst out laughing. "No, you crashed into a bush, and Chris had to pull you out. Then you made us stop at Taco Bell and ordered the whole menu." Tammy groaned again, rubbing her temples. "That explains why my stomach feels like war zone." Amy handed her a bottle of water. "Well, good luck with that hangover. Next time, maybe drink some water between shots." Tammy took the bottle and sighed. "Next time, maybe don't let me party like I'm 21. Amy laughed as she walked out. "That's on you, sis. Now get up. We got filming today." Tammy groaned. "Kill me now." Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.